Welcome to Colonel Basketball Weekly, as we take an inside look at Nicholls State University hoops. Today's program is presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, the official sports medicine provider of Nicholls Athletics. Colonel Basketball Weekly is also sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And People's Health, your Medicare health team. Hello and welcome to our season debut. I'm your host, Mike Wagenheim. We'll be with you through the rest of the season, right up through the Southland Conference Tournament, and hopefully beyond. First things first, let's get you caught up on what's happening with the Colonel Cagers. Our own Joanna Ducree gets us updated on the men's team.
While Southland Conference play is still underway, the Colonel men's basketball team is still trying to find itself after losing their only senior to injury before the season started. This young squad struggled through a gauntlet of power conference teams and looks to establish itself in time for a postseason run. Based on the preseason polls, the Colonels were expected to finish in the bottom half of the pack. While the club had every expectation on exceeding those expectations, head coach J.P. Piper knows that without leadership on the floor, wins are hard to come by.
Not to make excuses for us not getting it done if in fact we don't, but without older players, without veteran players, my experience has been it's hard to win in this league. So when you look at the number of minutes that we have sophomores and freshmen playing, we may come up a little bit short of what we expect. I think we were picked 8th or 9th, I can't remember. We feel like we're probably a little bit higher than that. But that may not come to fruition if the team doesn't mature into form here quickly. If it does, I think we're right where we expect to be, which is around that 3, 4, 5 spot. And honestly, with a young team, if we come up a little short and finish 8th or 9th, I don't think that's the end of the world. We just need to learn how to win, certainly win at home, but more importantly, figure out ways to win on the road.
Nicholls prepared for league play by taking on all comers, visiting the likes of Wisconsin, Michigan, UCLA, and Wake Forest. While the losses, along with the bumps and bruises, piled up, it should serve the team well in the long term.
I don't think it really set us back. You know, early on, we get discouraged. We wasn't winning, and it was just taking a toll on us. But as we look back on it, it actually will help us to look back and see our mistakes and learn from them. And if we learn from our mistakes, we get better as a team, and that's all we can ask.
Several Colonels are getting bigger than anticipated minutes due to a number of injuries. Possibly the biggest hit came before the season, when the team's lone senior, point guard, Shane Rillier, was lost for the year with a broken foot. His absence has been felt heavily.
Yeah, Shane was a very good leader when he was on the court. He was very vocal in everything he did, and he knew how to be a leader while he had the ball in his hand too. We have a couple guys that can do that, but Shane was here. Shane has been here for 4 years. He knows what Coach Piper wants on the floor.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of leadership out of Sam Macbeth, out of T.J. Carpenter, and Deontay Fry. Those are all guys that have been around the program. Amin Torres as well. They understand what we want to do, and they're communicating that to the younger players. But this is something that, it happens in its own time.
While the Colonels have yet to step on the gas, they know that they need to be playing their best basketball, not in January, but in March, with the title on the line.
We've been playing a lot of games. We have many more to play, but we're definitely not where we want to be. We still have hard work to do, in practice and progressing and learning how to win. As I said, with a young team, that's a common trait to have a young team. I feel that when we keep playing and playing hard, it's going to come at the right time in the conference.
I'm fairly certain we are, because there are only 8 teams eligible, and we're one of those 8 teams. So we know now that we're going to be in the postseason. The question is, can we get anything done in the conference tournament?
Even though the Colonels have taken some tough losses, the ultimate goal, a Southland championship, remains a possibility if they develop and get hot at the right time. Reporting for Colonel Basketball Weekly, this is Joanna Dupree.
Thank you very much, Joanna. Well, the Colonels tipped off Southland Conference play 2 Saturdays ago, visiting Lamar, who entered the matchup winners of 4 straight. Let's take you to the Montaigne Center in Beaumont. Nicholls took control early. Amin Torres with the outlet to Richie Lewis. The tough finish in the foul. Nicholls up 3. Lewis, the Colonels' point guard, registered 8 points, 5 helpers, and a steal. The Red and Gray put together a 10-0 run. They had 3 ball here from Amin Torres. Unfortunately, Nicholls wound up shooting just 4 of 25 from downtown. Torres hit 3 of those, finishing with a team-high 19 points to go with 5 assists and 3 steals. Nicholls up by 7, 5 minutes in. Nice inbounds pass coming up here from Torres to Travis Julian. The Colonels dominated the first half. A Torres layup at the 13:30 mark would expand the lead to double figures. The Colonel defense limited to Lamar to 30% shooting in the first half, allowing Nicholls to build a cushion. The lead is down to 6 late in the half. Torres finds Sam McBeth, who finished as the other double-figure scorer with 10 points. Nicholls goes into the locker room up 31-23. But after this TJ Carpenter bonus ball early in the second stanza, things went south. The Cardinals found their shooting stroke while Nicholls went ice cold, and Lamar winds up a 75-62 winner. It was Lamar's 7th victory of the year, matching their total from the last 2 seasons combined, as Anthony Holiday went for a game-high 23 points. Now the Colonels had some time to regroup before making the long trek to Abilene, Texas. It would be the program's first ever meeting at Abilene Christian, which joined the Southland last year. The Wildcats came into this one hot, winning 3 of their 4 previous games with only a 2-point loss as their blemish during that time. We're going to Moody Coliseum this past Saturday. Colonels fall behind early, but Jadante Fry gives them a lift off the bench. He gets the post feed from TJ Carpenter and makes mincemeat of ACU's defenders. Fry with 12 points on 6 of 9 shooting. Nicholls went on an 8-0 run to take the lead. Ladarian Williams temporarily stopped the bleeding for ACU. Williams has been a huge spark off the pine, averaging nearly 16 points a game since moving to the 6-man role a couple of weeks ago. 3 ball here, and he's on his way to a double-double. Red and Gray respond with a 9-2 run. Carpenter takes his man off the dribble in the post. Largest lead of the day for Nicholls at 9 points. TJ finished up with a team-high 14. Carpenter wasn't done. Good ball movement here. TJ drains at 3. It's 24-16 Colonels. Overall, though, Nicholls struggled outside the arc, going just 3 for 16. ACU finally got it going. Meanwhile, they go on a 15-4 run to end the half, but Jamarcus Horace prevents further damage, emphatically rejecting Austin Cook at the buzzer. At halftime, Nicholls down 3. Unfortunately, it didn't stay that way. ACU owned the second half. Jalen Little with a steal. He leads the fast break. Parker Wentz with a finish in the foul. Wentz scored 16. Little with 5 helpers. Colonels down 8 after the free throw. Nicholls returns a favor. Amin Torres steps into the passing lane. The steal and the uncontested lay-in pulls Nicholls within 4 with 16.5 minutes to play. That, though, would be as close as the Colonels would come. ACU breaks the half-court trap and whips it around. Williams with a layup to expand the advantage to double figures with under 14 to go. This is part of a 15-4 run to put the Colonels away. Nicholls just couldn't get a bucket after halftime, shooting just 30% in the final 20 minutes. Harrison Hawkins blows by the defense here, one of 5 double-figure scores for ACU. Hawkins with a game-high 20 points. The Colonels still in search of a road win this year. Meanwhile, Abilene moves to 2-0 in conference play, matching the number of league wins from all of last year. A late TJ Carpenter 3 there, not nearly enough, as Nicholls falls 71-54. So let's take a look at the standings entering the week. Sam Houston State is 3-0 in league play and have won 6 in a row overall. Stephen F. Austin, they went undefeated in the Southland last year. They haven't lost yet this season. Abilene Christian and Texas A&M Corpus Christi are both 2-0 as well. Incarnate Word, Nicholls, McNeese State, and Central Arkansas are all in search of their first conference victories. Head coach J.P. Piper certainly frustrated right now, but there's only one way to break out of the team's slump.
It's hard work. We've had a couple of opportunities to win games that we let slip away. We can identify what we did within the game that caused that to happen, and we've got to get better at those things. And you and I have talked in the past about the game being 40 minutes long, and sometimes that was too long for us. We've got to grow up and compete for 40 minutes, which is not easy to do, but that's the only way to win. So that's the work that's ahead of us.
Anything specifically, you talked a moment ago about identifying certain things, anything specific you're looking at?
Yeah, well, look, we don't defend. And when the defense goes away, we start struggling to score, and it snowballs. And we've got to be better. No matter what happens on the offensive end, we've got to defend and rebound. And when you have those nights where you don't shoot the ball well, which can happen on the road, you still have a chance to win with your defense. So that's where we have to grow up. And it's a mindset, it's a mental toughness. It's a tough thing for young guys to embrace and understand. But the players would tell you we can't consider ourselves young anymore. We're in January, and we've played enough games to understand what you need to do to win. We've been coached on what to do to win. We got to get it done. And that's where their mindset is, which is good. And we just got to work at being better.
How far away do you think you are?
Feels like we're very far away at this point. But, you know, it's hard to gauge that. There's no temperature you can take. And I've heard people say about success that oftentimes people quit not knowing that one more try would have been the try that led to success. So instead of trying to quantify what more it's going to take, we're just going to keep trying until we do it. I don't know if it'll happen in the next outing, but we're going to prepare as if it will, and if it doesn't, we'll prepare harder for the next one, and we'll just keep doing that until we turn the corner.
All right, Coach. We'll be with you all season long. Get this thing turned around. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mike.
The head coach of the Colonels, J.P. Piper. Folks, we'll be right back with much more coming up here on Colonel Basketball Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional.
In sports, you strive for first or best. The Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional is both. The region's first comprehensive sports medicine program with a team of the best sports medicine trained experts. You're serious about the game, we're serious about your safety. With advanced concussion testing technology and certified athletic trainers, we're keeping athletes safely in the game. Play hard, play to win. The Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional will help you play it safe.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for.
At People's Health, we know that when it comes to health, what works is teamwork. Each People's Health Plan member has a team of talented professionals working together to coordinate care so our members can do what they love to do.
That's what we do. We're here for you with People's Health.
People's Health, your Medicare health team.
Welcome back to Colonel Basketball Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. The Colonel women's basketball team has found their legs after a tough start to the year. Beatrice Beard gets us caught up on a team that's determined to overcome the obstacles.
While the Colonel's women's basketball team is coming off their program record 3rd consecutive trip to the Southland Conference Tournament, last year's second round exit didn't leave them satisfied, but hungering for more. This year, the team entered with a score to settle, 1 goal in mind, 20 in a ring. The term 20 in a ring has almost become a new motto for the squad. The 20 represents 20 wins, which would be a first in program history and would represent consistent success throughout the year. The ring, of course, is a conference crown and a trip to the NCAA tournament. With these dual goals in mind, the Colonels have had to make adjustments. Luckily for them, they have players on the team who know how to do just that.
Because there's no quitting this team. There's this innate ability that no matter how far we might be in or out of a ball game, we will fight to the bitter end. And the fact that their wills are so strong, and even at practice, you know, we're gonna win the possession or win the moment, and that will eventually start coming together and carrying over, and these close losses are going to turn into, I don't even care if they're close wins, as long as they're wins.
Entering the year, the club had high hopes, with a good mix of returning veterans and promising freshmen taking the floor. Those hopes took an early hit when senior forward Leanne McCarthy and All-Southland first-team guard Imani White were lost to injuries within the first few weeks.
But these resilient Colonels refuse to let that affect their plans. They've received impact performances, not only from their seasoned leaders, but freshman Tia Charles, who was third in scoring with a team-high 40 steals, has stood out among the underclassmen and stepping up to fill the void.
My goals are just to try to lead them as much as I can. Being a freshman is kind of hard, but I still want to be able to get my teammates involved. By being on the court, just translating what Coach Julie says and being able to be that coach that she needs to have on the floor.
Senior guard Jenny Nash has played a significant role for this team, leading all active players in scoring, rebounding, assists, and blocks. She still believes they have the potential to be at the top of the pack. As the team's on-court leader, she has set high goals for the team and for herself.
This conference is unlike any other where any team can beat any team on any night, so I think that we have to come ready to play every single game because it's a tough conference, but I think we can win every game.
After a rough start to the season, the team has hunkered down. Trying to fill the void of two key players has been hard, but they've made it work. While taking her recovery day to day, White could potentially return to the starting lineup for the Colonels at any time. Until then, they are finding ways to be successful on the court.
Every day it's a new challenge, and every day we haven't lost sight of our goals nor our ability to achieve those goals. You know, in terms of adjustments, it's just a matter of us taking care of the possessions. If you look at us on paper, whether we're playing Arkansas, Tulane, as recent as Southern Miss, it's coming down to turnovers, and the team is fully aware of that, and they realize it's going to take the whole to rectify that. It's not just going to be one particular drill or one particular person. It's everybody's responsibility to value the possession, and the great news about that is, as a whole, we're owning that and we're moving forward. We're getting better every day together, and we haven't for 1 second lost sight of our goals, nor our belief that we can achieve these goals.
Many teams would have crumbled under the type of adversity that hit the Colonels, but this club has done just the opposite. With back-to-back league wins under their belts, they still have sights set on 20 in a ring. For Colonel Basketball Weekly, I'm Beatrice Beard.
Thank you very much, Beatrice. It was a terrific weekend for the women's side. It started Thursday night in Thibodaux as the Colonels hosted Houston Baptist, featuring the league's leader in scoring and rebounding, Shanice Steenholt. To Stoufford Gym we go. How about Shea Arnick getting her first start of the year? That move paid dividends. She opens the game with a 3-ball from the corner. Arnick on her way to a 15.8 rebound performance. A tight game early. Hope Pulowski would give Nicholls an 8-6 lead on this bonus ball. Pulowski did most of her damage in the first half, scoring 13 of her career-high 15 points. This one saw 3 ties and 10 lead changes in the first 20 minutes. The Colonels led until Steenholt scored inside, making it 10-8 at the 12:24 mark. Nicholls had trouble stopping Steenholt in the first half as she racked up 16 of her game-high 20 points. But the Colonels respond. Jenny Nash, top key with the fake, the drive and dish to Marina Lilly, who scored 10 off the bench. Colonels had 4 double-figure scores for the first time all year. Nicholls back up 11-10. The Colonel defense helped generate offense in the final 2 minutes, allowing Nicholls to take a 7-point lead. Tia Charles hits from the outside. Charles, 10 points, 6 steals. Nicholls shot nearly 50% from downtown. HBU scored the final 5 points of the half, though. Erin McGarrigan scored a dozen on the day. She knocks down the 3 in the waning seconds. Nicholls held HBU to just a pair of 3s in this one. The lead, though, just 2 points at the half. But the Colonels open the second period on an 11-2 run. Charles picks the pocket of Monet Neal and takes the outlet from Nash, finishing to expand the lead to 4. Nicholls had 20 steals in this one. They get 2 of them on this sequence. Shea Arnick picks off the entry pass, turns it over in transition. No matter. Nash gets another one. Pulowski catches in at the other end. The advantage is within 2 here with 16 minutes to go. Nicholls scored 30 points off at turnovers. A large run capped here as Akia Gray wrangles back possession and whips it to Taylor Morrison in the corner. Only 3 of the day for Taylor, but it was big. Colonels up double digits. HBU hanging around, though. A 3-ball from McGarrigan off the assist from Taylor Jefferson wound up whittling the deficit down to 7 with 3.5 minutes to play. But turnovers, too much to overcome. Another steal by Charles. The bucket from Nash puts HBU away for good. Colonels win 70-58. Nicholls shot 44% from the field, their second highest mark of the year. First conference win for the red and gray. Now the Colonels would hit the road to to face the Wildcats of Abilene Christian on Sunday. While ACU had won 3 straight, they entered this game with the league's top scoring offense and were averaging a conference-best 8.2 three-pointers per game. Let's see if Nicholls could keep the defensive heat turned up. It sure looked that way early. Hope Pulowski picking the pocket of Whitney West. Colonels would have a little bit of trouble finishing at the other end, but Jenny Nash eventually cleans it up. ACU would not score until almost 5 minutes into the game. Lizzie Dimba cannot hit from the inside here. ACU shot just 28% from the field. Charles with the rebound, patiently waiting. Pulowski drills it. She scored 10. Colonels out to an 8-0 lead. Ellen Avery unable to hit from the corner here. ACU, which led the Southland in three-pointers, made only 3 of 22 on this day. As a team, Nicholls connected on 10 of 19, including this bonus ball from Taylor Morrison. Nicholls beating ACU at their own game. Veronica Ryan hitting off the inbounds pass here. This is all Nicholls, 26-9. Final 3 minutes of the first. Over the last 7 games, Nash has made 23 three balls, connecting on 47%. She knocks one down here just before the half. Nicholls up 31-14 at the break, just complete domination. Nicholls with their second straight game with 20 or more steals. Tia Charles pops it loose here and finishes at the other end. Charles with 6 points, 7 assists, and 5 steals. Sydney Shellstead, one of the few bright spots for ACU. She scored 11. Nicholls, though, held Abilene Christian to nearly half of their scoring average. Charles with the helper to Ryan here in the second half. ACU never made a serious threat. Nicholls up by as many as 30 points. Charles again distributing, this time to Alexis Allen. This was a statement game for the Colonels. It marks their first true road win of the year. Nicholls forced 31 turnovers. Pulowski with the steal. Morrison cashes in. Nicholls cruises to a 63-39 win. First time the Colonels allow under 40 points since 2005. Jenny Nash went for a game-high 19. So here are the Southland Conference standings through this past weekend. Northwestern State darting out to a 4-0 start in league play. McNeese State remaining undefeated, then a logjam in the middle. Abilene Christian, New Orleans, and Houston Baptist have yet to register a conference win. Jenny Nash chatted with us about how the Colonels were able to get things going in the right direction this past week.
I think our defense and just how we are at practice, you can tell that there's a lot more energy at practice, and so I think that's been carrying over to our past 2 games where we've as a team felt more together, and just all the energy that's been on the court and off the court, I think that's made the difference in our last 2 games.
Did you feel like the team was shell-shocked early in the year with the injuries to Leanne and Imani? Do you feel like you're starting to get over that now?
Yeah, those are 2 big injuries that came out of nowhere for us, and we were prepared to have them both here the entire season. So when Leanne went down and then Imani, it was kind of like, what do we do now? What do we do? And so I think now we've adjusted. We've been, I think, like 8 or 9 games without Imani, and we've been able to adjust now. So I think we'll get it going.
Yeah, it looked like you were carrying the team for a while, or at least attempting to. Now we're seeing other players start to step up. Hope Pulowski, Shea Arnick, Marina Lilly, Veronica Ryan, they've all had a good week or so. So now it seems like it's more of a team effort.
Right. Yeah, I knew that they could. I knew deep down they always had that in them. And not that I was like waiting around for it to happen, because I've been telling them, this is what we need you to do. We need this. Because like at the beginning of the year, a lot of people thought we were a one-person team with Imani, but I knew we had, on any given night, 5 people who can score in double figures, 6 people who can score in double figures, and so it's not just a one-person team. We have 5 or 6 players who, on any night, can score double figures, and so I'm glad that they're stepping up and doing their part now.
Always good to come home from an 11-hour road trip with a win. Now you get to play at home the next 2 days. Got Sam Houston here on Thursday, Corpus Christi coming in on Saturday. How do you build upon this momentum?
We just got to keep playing defense, kind of get more fluidity on offense. But I think that if we can keep our energy on defense, then that's been leading to our offense. And so if we can just keep this momentum going, hopefully it goes the rest of the season.
All right, Jenny, keep it up. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
At senior guard Jenny Nash joining us here. We'll be right back with more of Colonel Basketball Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, in just a moment. This is Colonel Basketball Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. You can follow our team throughout the season on our social media outlets at Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We'll be right back to wrap things up. Stay with us.
In sports, you strive for first or best. The Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional is both. The region's first comprehensive sports medicine program with a team of the best sports medicine trained experts. You're serious about the game, we're serious about your safety. With advanced concussion testing technology and certified athletic trainers, we're keeping athletes safely in the game. Play hard, play to win. The Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional will help you play it safe.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for.
At People's Health, we know that when it comes to health, what works is teamwork. Each People's Health Plan member has a team of talented professionals working together to coordinate care so our members can do what they love to do.
That's what we do. We're here for you with People's Health.
People's Health, your Medicare health team.
You can follow both our men's and women's teams on the radio, Colonel Sports Radio Network, presented by your local Super Chevy dealers, and watch us on Colonel's All Access. Our Rouse's student athlete of the week, Jenny Nash, averaged 13 points, 3.5 assists, and 3 steals in a pair of Southland wins. We'll talk to you again coming up next week. Today's show has been presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, the official sports medicine provider of Nicholls Athletics. This program has also been sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And People's Health, your Medicare health team. This has been a presentation of the Colonel Sports Network.